Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Joker 2, Folie, Folie à Deux, Folie à Deux, Joker 2. Joker 2, let's just call it Joker 2. Is it gonna be any good? I don't know. It doesn't look bad. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 14. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited. It's free. I don't know about Lady Gaga, but I know about Joaquin Phoenix, man, and he can act the S out of anything, can he? I mean, he might just be able to carry these two across the finish line. I don't know, man. I don't know. The musical part I'm not super down with, but I don't know. It seems like there's a real movie in here. You know? The Joker is in a bad way, and Harley falls in love with him, and then I don't know, helps him escape. They burn down half of Gotham. That's what it seems like. It's hard to tell what the actual plot of the movie is. This is a great shot. Look at this thing. Look at this sequence. She draws a smile on the wall there, right? You see the rack focus. Goes back to Joaquin, and he turns his head, perfect alignment, and then smiles. She says, "I want to see the real you." I mean, that's a pretty cool shot. I got to give it to him. I mean, Todd Phillips knows how to make a movie. The atmospherics, the look and tone all seem the same. Very 70s, very industrial. It's coming out around Halloween, October 4th. Written by Scott Silver, Todd Phillips, directed by Todd Phillips, based on the character from DC. Characters, I should say. Only in theaters. God, I want to see this guy get beaten up by Batman. I really do. I know, it's nuts, but I really want to see him face off against Batman now. And I want to see it like, you know, Joaquin is older and Batman's young. So the Robinson-Pattinson Batman versus an aged up Joker. I mean, it would be epic. I think I would want Todd Phillips to direct it, though. But I don't know. Maybe Matt Reeves could pull it off. But he's got his own Joker. I mean, there's too many Jokers. There's too many Batman already. But I kind of like it. I know. Lady Gaga is kind of a drag on the whole thing. I don't know. But maybe she can act well enough that Todd can direct her. I mean, here she's showing up as Harley, 70s Harley. Expect this to be the new costume that shows up in every friggin' comic book convention for the next 2 years. But there'll be some performances. And look, I'll say this. Lady Gaga is a performer, and Joaquin Phoenix has performed music. So it's not like they're totally alien to this. So maybe I can get past the musical part of this. I don't know. The story part looks friggin' on point. How can I can't really criticize it. It looks on point. It's got that grungy 70s look. Everybody's down on Fleck. But, of course, what's real and what's not real. I assume, there's a sequence here where they're dancing on a rooftop in full regalia, and then they cut to them dancing in the street, and they're just in sort of random clothes, and they, then there's this. I assume he gets out of prison, I guess. Maybe they get a TV show. Do they actually get a TV show? Or is that a fantasy? I don't know. What's the name? Not Jackie. I forget his first name. Coogan is in it. Yeah, this guy. Who's very funny, by the way. So he might be the new the new Robert De Niro part, right? The guy who kind of eggs him on. Hotel Arkham. I don't think that's a real thing. That this is. I think this is fantasy. But and then crazy stuff happens. But it's inspired. It's more like the Joker is a symbol. It's like he's inspiring this chaos because he just happened to be in the right place and he becomes the symbol of it. And that's a really interesting take. I would really like to see the Batman go up against a character, this version of the Joker. I think this is a really good one. Before, you know, to some extent, if I look at the Heath Ledger Joker, he was kind of heading in that direction to some degree. Yeah, he was gangster. He was totally gangster. But he was symbolic enough. He was kind of, I think he was going to get here if he had lived, maybe. Yeah. Like if he had done like 2 more Batman movies, let's say. I think he definitely would have been back for a second one. Oh, hands down. Maybe he would have been out for one and then come back, but I think they were definitely planning on another Joker. Because, remember, he burns all that money, right? And, this version of the Joker, he doesn't even have any money. He has no money. So, yeah, it would have been really cool to see a Heath Ledger second matchup. But it would also be very cool to see... I would like to see the Robertson-Pattinson Batman go up against him. I mean, Todd Phillips could do his own one, I guess. I'm just shocked. The first movie did so well. And I gotta say, the craft is here. I mean, the look is here. Lady Gaga is not annoying in this trailer. I mean, she's there for what that's worth. But she seems to be with the program, I'll say. So, what's the plot of this thing? If I had to guess, the first act probably starts out with Arthur trapped in the insane asylum and falling in love with Harley, who, in the original cartoon revamp, the original character was the Joker's daughter, like many moons ago. That was in the comics. When they brought her back in the cartoon, which made her popular, she was a psychiatrist who visits the Joker in Arkham and falls in love with him and becomes his sidekick. The trailer doesn't appear to make her that. She might be some kind of like social worker, so maybe they're kind of massaging it a little, making her some kind of, yeah, she works there. Maybe I don't know if she's a psychiatrist, but she's someone who works there. So maybe Todd sort of tamped it down a little bit and said, well, yeah, she works there, but she's not a psychiatrist. Maybe she's like a nurse or some kind of social worker. Maybe she's working with Coogan to rehabilitate patients, and they decide if they can rehabilitate Arthur because he's such a high-profile case, like they'll get a bunch of grant money or something, right? So maybe like Coogan's in it for the ego boo and the money. And at first, Lady Gaga's going along with that as Harley, but then falls in love with him and goes crazy and decides like, no, I'm gonna spring him so we could, I don't know, wreck Gotham. It appears to be a trial at part of it where she shows up dressed as Harley, but nobody notices her. So that's interesting. So maybe that's when she frees him, or maybe it's the climax of the movie where they both run amok, let's say. I wouldn't be surprised if Phillips knows this is the last Joker movie he wants to do and kills them both at the end. That could be the ending. I'm not exactly sure how you top the previous movie. That's a real problem because stuff happened. If you didn't see the first movie, you should probably see it. By the way, it's a good movie. friggin' solid. Solid as this. This one, I guess the musical part will be in Arthur's head, and that's how you explain all the musical portions, but then you're also following what's happening in real life. And once again, I think he's swept up in it, but he's also psychotic. Maybe he kills her, or injures her horribly. Pushes off a building or something, or leaves her to die, but she survives. Or you keep it open enough so she could have survived, and then, who knows? I don't know, because in Hollywood, it might be the sort of thing that Todd Phillips would only do it under certain conditions, right? Like the movie made $1 billion. So maybe they come to him and say, well, we want you to make a sequel. And at first he's like, I don't know. And then he's like, okay, I came up with a sequel idea, but I want certain things, right? Like certain conditions. Like, for instance, the guys who made Back to the Future, they had a condition that would be it, right? So far, the studio has followed that contract, so they can't remake it or do sequels, and that's fine with the guys who made Back to the Future, Robert Zemeckis and company. So good. I think that's good, because otherwise they would have totally remade Back to the Future and probably screwed it up. So imagine Todd asked something similar, right? It's $1 billion movie. You gotta have a sequel, so you're willing to give this guy whatever he wants to get the second movie. So, first condition might be he's going to kill off the characters, thereby preventing them, excuse me, from doing further stuff with the characters. And also maybe Joaquin and Lady Gaga don't want them to recast and keep doing stuff. Could be he asks for a condition so Lady Gaga wouldn't get a spin-off movie. Maybe he doesn't want that. Unless he does it. Which I wouldn't want to see. I wouldn't want to see a spin-off Harley movie. The third movie in this would have to be Batman. I would say. And I would be down for it if this is any good. I mean, if this is half as good as the first movie, I think it'll be decent. Phillips really just captures that 70s look. Right? It's supposed to be like the 70s. People are smoking, doing stuff. I would really like to see Batman show up. Right? I'd love to see young Batman. You put him in, I don't know, how old would he be? He'd be, I think Bruce Wayne's alive in the first movie, right? He's like a little kid. So say he's 10 in the 70s. So he's about my age. So you could do Dark Knight Returns, right? That'd be fabulous. That'd be a fabulous ending to all this, right? Now, it wouldn't be all Joker. You'd have the other guys in it, too, if you're really going to do the Dark Knight Returns. But you could do 50-year-old Batman and, 70-something Joker. He'd be in his 70s, 80s, maybe. Maybe you wind it back a little, and that would take place when? You'd have to add 40 years, so, yeah, about now. It'd be a little short, but I would wind it back maybe to, say, late 90s, right? You do it in the late 90s, and then Batman's in his prime, but the Joker's in his 50s. I think that could be a pretty badass movie. But again, you got to keep this. He's got to come up with something with this symbology, It's about how it's like man's inhumanity to man in this, It's like Arthur's all messed up, and he got messed up because of his mom and because of the way society treats him. So it's like that's part of the message here. Now, he can go too far with that in this movie and it would suck. But he didn't in the first movie. The first movie is just, I think, on point. So the question is, can he do it again? I think he can. I mean, this is an indication. Let's read the write-up. No write-up. Let's read the comments. First off, generally well received so far. Heath Ledger and River Phoenix would have been proud of Joaquin. That last shot. What's the last shot? No, this. yeah, that's really good. It looks beautifully shot. I'll give you that. Nothing else inspires me to see it in the theater. First Joker, while amazing, wasn't the kind of story I would have said needed a sequel. I agree. But why I'm willing to give them a shot to see what they can do. I also agree. The cinematographer of the last shot alone gives me optimism. The last shot made me cry. OMG. Settle. Cinematography is really beautiful. Use of color, framing shot. Wow. Looks much better than anticipated. I'm actually hyped. So, generally, some good stuff. Let's scroll down to the negative comments if there are any. No, epic. She's in his head. Maybe. Awesome. Gaga. Ooh. Now, some of this could be bots. You never know. Certainly, Gaga has her, followers. Okay, the negative ones are, nah, I'm good. Trash. Why does this feel like a musical? They wouldn't, would they? Where you been, dude? It's a musical. It is a musical. At the bottom, it's refreshing to be in a space where ego takes a back seat to the pursuit of truth. It fosters a culture of mutual respect. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Going to be a movie of the year for sure. What the hell is even this? So, in general, the comments are pretty positive, I think. Folie, Deux, French for Folly of Two. Oh, okay. Also known as a shared psychosis or shared delusional order, SDD, a rare psychiatric syndrome in which symptoms of a delusional belief and sometimes hallucinations are transmitted from one individual to another. Oh, source Wikipedia. Well, that's probably accurate. April 10th or October 4th? October 4th, dude. October 4th. It's not coming out tomorrow, is it? No. The trailer just dropped. They put the trailers out way ahead of time. 2025. This comes out this year in October? No, what did it say? No, 24. It says 24. So October 24th. Or October 4th, excuse me. Only in theaters, also in IMAX. This could be an IMAX film, you know? It's because it's going to be a musical. There'll be some spectacularness to that, certainly. And then also, the explosions and stuff when they're wrecking the city. So, I don't know, man. You watch it. You tell me. Let me know in the comments. Are you psyched for this? I can't get psyched for any movie anymore. But I gotta say, I'm interested. Okay, I am definitely willing to give it a chance after the first movie. I think Todd makes good movies, but he does make terrible sequels. Remember, Hangover 2, Hangover 3. But this is different. I think this is a little different. So that's it for me, Tony D. and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more bass takes. If you can find a more bass take, I say, take it. I will be at the Burlington County Book Fest Saturday from 10 to 3, and then I'll be, almost had it memorized, Burlington County Library. That's the Burlington County Book Festival, 10 to 3. And then the Cumberland County Historical Society in Greenwich, New Jersey at 5. Same day on Saturday. And then the Book Trader on Sunday in Hamilton, New Jersey, 11 to 3. Hope to see you there. We'll see you tomorrow.